What was the true depth of the relationship between Michael Jackson and Diana Ross? Why did Michael hold Diana in such high regard, even naming her in his will? Michael Jackson had many people who played key roles in his journey, but Diana Ross stood out from the rest. Being 14 years his senior, she was a pivotal figure in his life. Michael once referred to her as his mother, lover, and friend. She represented a kind of love that always felt just out of reach, a sentiment he carried throughout his life. Their first meeting took place in 1969 when the Jackson Five joined Motown. At that time, Motown's leader, Berry Gordy, was blown away by Michael's extraordinary talent. Gordy described him as a blend of James Brown and Sammy Davis Jr., all wrapped into one. There's a popular belief that Diana Ross discovered the Jackson Five, but this was actually a fabrication created by Gordy for publicity. Another misconception was that Michael was only 9 years old in 1969, but he was, in fact, 11 years old. These details were part of Gordy's strategy to make the group's story more appealing. According to multiple sources, Michael stayed with Diana Ross for a year in 1969. He affectionately referred to her as both mama and girlfriend. Michael's mother, Katherine Jackson, revealed in her memoir that Michael would often call Diana mama, with genuine love and admiration. He adored her so much that he would humorously tell his sisters, LaToya and Janet, "You're not beautiful until you look like Diana." When Michael began his career, it was Diana who introduced the Jackson Five during their debut television appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. From the start, Michael wanted more than friendship with Diana. He dreamed of marrying her. There's a story that the two were engaged twice, but Diana reportedly ended the relationship both times. It's said she believed that marrying someone 14 years younger might jeopardize her career. In 1977, Michael and Diana collaborated on The Wiz, filmed in New York. At just 19 years old, Michael was in awe of Diana. One evening, Diana visited his apartment and didn't leave until the next morning. When an assistant couldn't locate them, he called the apartment and was surprised to find Diana still there. Later, Diana joked with friends on set, saying, "One thing's for sure, Michael isn't gay." When the assistant asked Michael what happened, he replied, "You'd have to ask her." Diana, when questioned, gave the same answer. "You'd have to ask Michael." Michael openly expressed his deep admiration for Diana in the liner notes of his History album, referring to her as his mysterious love. Their bond left fans intrigued, wondering if there was more to their story. Michael often reminisced about the early days when the Jackson Five performed for Motown's Berry Gordy in Detroit. He always carried a photo of himself and Diana, a cherished keepsake that symbolized how much she meant to him. Michael's admiration didn't stop there. He dedicated an entire room in his house to Diana, whom he called a goddess. This room was filled with photos and portraits of her, along with thousands of candles burning day and night. The origin of this ritual stemmed from a childhood belief instilled by an Obeah man who told Michael that burning candles around an image of a loved one would prevent them from leaving. Michael even incorporated this imagery into one of his music videos, where a sea of candles symbolized his devotion to Diana. She was the only woman for whom he ever created such a symbolic ceremony. Michael's feelings for Diana remained intense throughout his life. He admired her deeply, and she became a lifelong fascination. However, when Diana got married, Michael experienced mixed emotions. While he was happy for her happiness, he also felt a profound sense of heartbreak. In the mid-1980s, Diana reportedly promised to marry Michael, fulfilling his greatest dream. She even wore his ring, visible during the Motown 25 special in the 1984 American Music Awards. At the AMAs, Diana publicly kissed Michael on the lips for the first time, cupping his face in her hands to display the ring. Diana seemed to enjoy testing the public's reaction to their closeness. Later, Michael and Diana shared news of their engagement with Michael's mother, Katherine Jackson, but Katherine disapproved, saying Diana was too old for her son and accusing her of interfering with his life. Things took a turn for the worse when Katherine Jackson spoke to the press, and reporters began labeling Diana Ross with unkind names like cradle robber. The mounting public scrutiny was too much for Diana, and rather than marrying Michael, she chose to walk away and marry Arne Naess. However, Diana's marriage to the Norwegian shipping magnate was far from ideal. Despite having two sons together, The couple lived on different continents. In interviews, Diana admitted she couldn't settle in Norway, citing its cold, dark winters and her unwillingness to leave her older children, family, and career behind in the United States. Rumors swirled that Diana continued to see Michael secretly, even during her pregnancies. Michael was heartbroken but remained deeply enamored with her. "I've always loved Diana and always will," he wrote in his autobiography, Moonwalk. However, as the years passed, their meetings became fewer. Diana focused on her family life, while Michael immersed himself in relentless touring and worldwide promotion of his music. In 1991, Diana shared with the Rock Hill Herald, "When he wants to see me, he sees me. When he doesn't, he just disappears. He's like an elusive love you can't hold on to." Michael's song Dirty Diana was reportedly inspired by his feelings of betrayal and heartbreak. The song was his response to Diana leaving him for another man, a famous mountaineer. Initially, his grief consumed him, but that sorrow eventually turned into anger. Michael poured all of his emotions into Dirty Diana, using the lyrics to express the pain and disappointment he felt after years of attempting to win her over. Michael had spent an unimaginable amount of money on extravagant gifts for Diana, doing everything in his power to bring her happiness. However, her preference for other men, including famous musicians like Lionel Richie, Barry Gibb, and Gene Simmons, left him deeply wounded. The line, "She likes the boys in the band," was a sharp jab aimed at Diana's romantic choices. Even more, Diana reportedly caused a rift between Michael and Gene Simmons. According to stories, Diana had called out Michael's name during an intimate moment with Simmons, leading to a lifelong feud between the two men. Dirty Diana wasn't just another hit, it was Michael's way of processing his heartbreak through music. Quincy Jones, upon hearing the raw and accusatory lyrics, reportedly reacted strongly. He told Michael the song was too revealing and would make it obvious that Diana was the subject. Jones convinced him to tone down the second verse, making it appear as though the song targeted a groupie rather than Diana herself. Despite everything, Diana seemed to hold a strange influence over Michael. Whenever he tried to move on, she found ways to pull him back into her orbit. For instance, when Michael went on a publicized date with Madonna, Diana reportedly didn't take it well. She allegedly went so far as to sit on Michael's lap to redirect his attention. On another occasion, when Liz Taylor comforted Michael on stage, Diana intervened, grabbing his arm and even attempting to push Taylor away. At the American Music Awards, Michael arrived with Brooke Shields as his date. However, Diana, who was presenting, couldn't seem to help herself. She blew kisses to Michael and flirted so much that she forgot her lines on stage. Though Michael adored her, he felt trapped. She wouldn't commit to him, but she also wouldn't let him move forward with his life. Their relationship was an entanglement of love, jealousy, and unspoken emotions, a connection both powerful and tumultuous. When the song Dirty Diana sparked questions, Michael Jackson claimed it was about groupies. This explanation, crafted with Quincy Jones's advice, helped avoid revealing the song's deeply personal inspiration. Diana Ross. Quincy persuaded Michael to alter the original lyrics, particularly the second verse, to shift focus onto a fictional fan. Yet the raw emotion in the first and final verses clearly signaled Michael's heartbreak. Diana wasn't oblivious to this. Though initially furious, she later embraced the connection, jokingly referencing the song in her own performances. She even recorded a version of it as an intro for her shows, subtly acknowledging the message Michael had intended. The rumors and stories surrounding Michael and Diana's relationship only added to their mystique. One claim alleged that Smokey Robinson and Diana were Michael's biological parents. Smokey laughed off the suggestion during an interview, calling it ridiculous but amusing. "They say I'm the baby daddy? Oh my God, that's hilarious," he said. He even joked about calling Diana to share the absurdity of the rumor. However, Smokey did confirm a past romantic relationship with Diana. While married to Claudette Rogers of the Miracles, Smokey admitted to a brief affair with Diana during their early Motown days. "It just happened while we were working together," he shared, speaking fondly of Diana as a beautiful person he still admires deeply. The fling ended when Diana recognized Smokey's enduring love for his wife and chose not to interfere. Smokey also recalled introducing Diana to Motown, paving the way for her legendary career. Despite professional triumphs, Diana struggled with personal challenges, including battles with alcohol. Friends and family noticed her increasing dependence, leading to her admission to rehab in May 2002. Unfortunately, she left after 3 weeks to resume touring, a decision that proved premature. Struggling to stay on track, Diana returned briefly to rehab in August, but left again before completing the program. In December 2002, the situation reached a breaking point. Diana was stopped by Tucson police for driving the wrong way on a one-way street. A breathalyzer test revealed a BAC of 0.20%, more than double Arizona's legal limit of 0.08%. At the time, she was staying at Canyon Ranch, a health resort far removed from her touring schedule. Pleading no contest to DUI charges, Diana served a 2-day jail sentence, marking a low point in her life. Thankfully, she hasn't faced a similar situation since. Diana's public life was never without controversy. One unforgettable moment came during the 1999 MTV Video Music Awards. Lil' Kim made waves with her bold lilac mermaid-inspired outfit, which exposed one breast covered by a shell-shaped pasty. On stage, Diana added to the shock factor when she playfully addressed Lil' Kim's outfit, ensuring the moment would be talked about for years. Through highs and lows, Diana's life has remained a source of fascination, with her connection to Michael Jackson adding layers to an already compelling narrative. Diana Ross, Lil' Kim, and Mary J. Blige were presenting an award together when Diana did something unexpected. As they walked on stage, Diana reached over and playfully jiggled Lil' Kim's exposed breast. The audience was stunned, and the moment instantly became one of the most talked about incidents in VMA history. In a 2013 interview, Lil' Kim reflected on the moment, saying it wasn't a big deal to her. She interpreted Diana's gesture as a playful compliment on her daring outfit. "I think it was more of a fun, 'wow, you look amazing' kind of thing," Kim shared. She even joked that if her life were made into a movie, she'd want Diana Ross to play her mother. Mary J. Blige, however, saw the situation differently. She later admitted that she felt embarrassed for Lil' Kim and didn't think the incident was appropriate. Mary referred to Kim as her little sister and said she admired her bold fashion choices but didn't approve of the way the situation unfolded. Diana Ross also publicly defended her close friend Michael Jackson amid the backlash from the Leaving Neverland documentary. Taking to Twitter, she urged the world to remember the positive impact Michael had on so many lives. She tweeted, "This is what's on my heart this morning. I believe and trust that Michael Jackson was and is a magnificent, incredible force to me and many others." Quoting her iconic line from the Supremes' hit, she implored the world to stop in the name of love and reconsider the criticism directed at Michael. Her support for Michael echoed sentiments shared by other celebrities, like Barbra Streisand, who also commented on the allegations against him. Although Streisand faced backlash for some of her initial remarks, she later clarified that no behavior could justify harming children, expressing sympathy for both Michael and his accusers. Diana's loyalty to Michael ran deep, as reflected in his will. After his death in 2009, it was revealed that he named Diana as the guardian for his children, should his mother Catherine be unable to care for them. This decision underscored Michael's profound trust in Diana as a maternal figure, both in life and legacy. Diana's professional journey took a significant turn in 1981, after 20 years with Motown Records. Seeking greater creative control, she signed a groundbreaking $20 million contract with RCA Records, making it the most lucrative deal in music history at the time. The agreement granted her full control over the production of her albums and marked the beginning of a bold new chapter in her career. While Motown's Berry Gordy reportedly couldn't match RCA's offer, Diana embraced the opportunity to explore fresh sounds and styles. Throughout her tenure with RCA, Diana reinvented herself, consistently experimenting with her music. Her single Up Front, produced by Ray Parker Jr., showcased her versatility with its funky electric guitars and infectious rhythm. Although it didn't chart high due to limited promotion, it highlighted her willingness to push boundaries and redefine herself long before reinvention became a hallmark of artists like Madonna. Diana's career achievements remain unparalleled. She has been nominated for 13 Grammy Awards and received 2 Grammy Lifetime Achievement Awards, one for her solo career and one with the Supremes. She is the only female artist to have achieved #1 hits as a soloist, a trio member, a duet partner, with Lionel Richie on Endless Love, and as part of an ensemble, USA for Africa's We Are the World. Her contributions have earned her 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the Supremes. Beyond music, Diana's philanthropic efforts have left a lasting impact. She has raised millions for charities, championing causes that support children and educational programs. Her involvement in initiatives like A Better Chance has helped countless inner-city youth gain access to elite educational opportunities. Diana Ross remains a beacon of resilience and innovation, her legacy as an artist, activist, and icon shining brightly across generations.